The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. To I am. To I am.
We're coming in. Hi everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? I'm so excited. First of all, I want to thank everybody. People have been coming on week after week. Hi Joe Savino, how are you? I told them all about you. Hi everybody, all the likes are coming on. So we want to welcome you guys on. The first thing I want to do is I want to thank my friend Jim Bell. He is our producer and engineer, and he always gets us on the radio, and I really appreciate him. So thank you to that. Thank you to armdigitalmedia.com. If you want to listen live, a lot of people ask me, I can't watch the Facebook Live because I'm at work or whatever, but you can go to armeddigitalmedia.com and listen live. Also, I tell people, if you want to share this video, let's say you're watching it right now, you want to share it with your friends and family, just go to the bottom of the video and click on share and share it to wherever you want. Hi, Gianna. Gianna's come on. Paul Lucas has come on. Lisa Lem Cheney, Ed Kutu, Cindy Nathan. Hi, Cindy. Hi, everybody. Eddie, I'm going to come out to Connecticut soon and hang out with you. Eddie's my friend from high school. He's a great hairdresser. Okay, and so we're just going to get going. Here we go. So my friend Barry Dubois is here.
Yes.
And my friend Rachel Gavalets. I said it wrong on the promo. I said Galavets. It is wrong, and I apologize, Rachel, profusely. And she was so nice about it. So it's Rachel Gavalets.
She wasn't very nice.
No, she was
really
so
mean.
nice. She did. Maybe to you, not to me.
Yeah.
All right, and I also want to welcome Barry's big guns. Look at his arms.
Aww.
I said to him, Barry, you want to work out or something? Because I mean, he's all beefed up tonight. So we don't usually have beefy on the show. You are the beefcake tonight. I'm going to put you under.
By comparison, I guess.
Beefcake. Yeah.
Your normal guests, but I don't.
I'm telling you, I had to make you blush. That's it. And everybody's always hitting on Barry. He's very right. He's like the straight guy that everyone hits on, guys and girls. Christopher Crosby has joined us. Chris DePiero, where would I be without Chris DePiero? He was my first guest, and I was talking about you earlier. He was my first guest on the first show, and he showed me all the ropes to filming live and all that stuff. Thank you, Chris. And I want to do a show with Chris soon. And I talked about your Pizza Time. He has this great show called Pizza Time. Oh my God, it's hysterical. We gotta work that out. All right. So the reason I had them both on the same show is they're both my friends. They're both amazing singers. So I put them under the singer/musician category because they're both great musicians. But they're both. Barry is on tour right now with Once, right?
I was on tour with it, and now I'm doing a regional production in Long Island.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Okay, so I remember you were touring for what, like 2 years?
Yeah, like a year and a half.
Year and a half. And Rachel is going out on tour. And Rachel, is that with your band? Or?
That's actually with a production of Smokey Joe's Cafe.
What? One of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What songs are you singing?
I'm the Patty track. So
What?
I'm singing like the Janis Joplin.
Oh my God, you're going to kill it.
And stressed out, but excited.
Is there somewhere we can see you locally here in New York?
It's in
A voice.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Rachel has some pipes, girl.
I want to hear you sing Janis.
And after the show is over, where could we hear you if you want to go to a website or a page, Rachel?
You can go to my website, which is rachelgavalets.com.
Spell Gavalets for our radio listeners.
Gavalets is spelled G-A-V as in Victor, A-L-E, T like Terry, Z like zebra.
Okay, so
.com.
and oh my God, and they can hear your voice on that, Rachel?
They can, yes. And actually, on my website, I have my original music, and
it's worth spelling that out to hear.
Yeah. Oh, Rachel has pipes. There's no joke. And I heard you both sing together, which is great. One of those impromptu singer spotlight night.
Yes.
That Darius. Shout out to our friend Darius Frowner. I call him a musical masterful puppeteer. He pulls together these, I don't know how he does it, these groups of people that just come on and sing together. Hi, Scott Fagan. Scott Fagan has to come on the show. He's a great behind-the-scenes, amazing stage manager, and he's my friend, and he was in Tony and Tina's with me,
Oh.
and all that stuff. So, okay, so you're going to be on tour with your band, Rachel, and what does that entail? Do you travel with other people? Is it just something that you show up and you get musicians where you go, or tell us about that, what you're doing?
Well, so the show that I'm doing is actually with Darius. He's the musical director.
Oh, wow!
For Joe's Cafe, yeah, and actually I don't do theater that often. This is a very rare kind of one-off thing for me, which is why I'm really nervous. But in a
you're gonna kill it
in a good way. I think it's good to do some things sometimes that make you uncomfortable because it challenges you.
You are gonna kill it.
That's definitely where I'm at right now. So it's a little mini tour. We're just going to Norwell, Massachusetts.
I know where that is.
At the Company Theater.
Just a little.
Norway, no. We're going to Norwell, Massachusetts.
Okay, so let's
Company Theater.
Okay, let me stop right now because I have we have tons of listeners in Massachusetts, and it goes through a radio station in Boston, right? Also, and we have a Radio Garden worldwide. So that's the Norwell Theater. When will you be there?
The shows are February 8th through February 11th.
Okay, so you're going to look for Smokey Joe's Cafe in Norwell, Massachusetts, and Rachel is going to be in that show.
I am.
And Gary's is going to be there with you, right?
He is.
Oh my God, that's going to be great. Hi, Stephen Elbell. He's joined us. Brad Lacey, Dr. Brad Lacey. He is a dentist now. When I met him, he was just in dental school. Now, he's be a dentist, right? Marilyn Savino has joined us. Hi, Marilyn. That's my cousin Marilyn. Be a dentist.
I was thinking of that Christmas where the elf is.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that's what you were doing.
Herbie. Herbie wants to be a dentist. Remember Herbie? Oh, my God.
No.
That was going to be so sad.
We have to try to think of that song, the Christmas song, Herbie the Dentist. Anyway, Brad Lacey, you see, we've gone off on a tangent.
Already. I'm sure it won't be the first time.
No. All right, so that's going to be fun. So you have all those really great, Janis Joplin songs.
Yes.
That's going to be, and that's Lieber and Stoller are the writers, right, for that show. And I like to also just see, sometimes I scroll. Okay, so, and Barry, you did, for 2 years, you did Once, the musical.
Yes.
Which is based on the movie, right?
Yeah, it's based on a film, music by Glenn Hansard and Marketa Irglova. And it actually won an Academy Award for Best Song.
Oh, beautiful!
And I fell in love with the movie first, and then a couple years later, they produced a Broadway production of it, which I was like super jazzed about. But it was before I was anywhere near like ready to be able to go into a role like that.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, I mean, it was before I moved to New York. It was like
so you saw it before you even moved to New York.
They were creating it before I moved to New York.
How long ago was it on Broadway?
It won the Tonys in 2012.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wow, longer than that.
Yeah,
it was such a good show. I saw it twice.
Beautiful. Yeah, me too. And the first time, it's the stage show. If you know the film, the stage show has some jarring differences. The first time I saw it, I was like, that was cool, but it was so different. And then the second time I saw it on stage is when I fell in love with it. Once I got used to like all the
because you get attached to something.
Yeah, but and it's got a lot of comedy and stuff, which the film doesn't have so much of, and which
the film is almost voyeuristic in a way.
Yeah,
it's almost a voyeuristic into the sadness of someone. I think he was very sad in the movie.
Oh yeah,
he was in it.
So was she.
She was too, but
maybe I was just really sad when I watched it.
No, you're right.
They were broken and sort of stopped, is how we describe it at the beginning of the story. And, and they lean into that more in the film. On stage, they punch it up with a lot of comedy. And
all right, so let me acknowledge more people. Not to cut you off at all, Barry. So I just say pop on. Juliana Cesari. Hi, Julie Cesari. She's out in L.A. She was an incredible director and friend of mine. Gave me my first equity show, gave me my equity card. I always say thank you, Julie. Joanna Abendanza, she is my cousin. Hello, Joanna. She is so much fun. My cousin Rena has joined us. She's fantastic. She's in Massachusetts. We're talking about Rachel is going to be in Smokey Joe's Cafe in Norwell second week in February. So look for that.
I still have a week.
You have a week. You're going to be great. Oh my God. And does it come anywhere near us at all, or it's just?
No, it's just in Norwell. It's just for those 4 shows at the Company Theater.
Okay.
Yeah, this production.
How about with your band? Do you play a lot of different places?
Yes, my band. I'm in several bands, but tell
us about those bands.
My main project, my main band, is I have an electro punk band, and we're called Dirty Heretics.
I love it.
And we actually will be releasing our debut EP and music video in March. We filmed our music video in September.
Okay.
And have been working on our EP for the last 6 months or so. So,
wow.
So we'll be releasing that.
All live musicians?
No. Well, it's just the two of us. It's just me and my bandmate. His name is Atesh.
Wow.
And
I don't think I ever met him. Did I?
I don't think so.
Wow.
No, I don't think you have. But so he is the producer. He creates all the tracks. So it's track based. So he is like a magician mastermind with Ableton and Pro Tools, and so he creates all of that.
Wow.
There, and then he plays a lot of instruments as well. But then live, he plays guitar, and we use tracks, and then I sing and play synth, and so that's the setup. So,
unbelievable.
So we'll be gigging in, like I said, in late February or March, so you can
we'll have to
check us out in New York City then.
Yes, and we'll have to plug. Oh my goodness, look who's here, Val Foster.
Val Foster.
He's your guy, isn't he?
He is.
Yes.
That's my guy.
So we're gonna hi Val. He's such a good guy and cute as a button.
My fiance.
That's your fiance?
Yes, you know Rachel is engaged. So everybody, Rachel is engaged. Big hand for Val and Rachel.
Thank you.
Did you set a date?
Yes, August. I'm gonna mess this up.
Oh,
It's okay.
quick.
It's okay if the girl messes it up.
August 18th, 2018. 18.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love dates that are like that.
Yeah.
Because then you can't forget them. So that means you can never.
Clearly.
Well, Rachel, so I'm telling you, that's my rule. If the girl forgets, see all the likes. It's okay. If the guy forgets, for some reason, everybody gives him a hard time, right? Everybody's like, you forgot. Jason Peck has joined us. So congratulations, says Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yes, it's a big deal. And you guys have been together for a while now,
We've been
right?
together for 10 years.
What?
10 years,
That's a
February
decade.
16th. It's a decade. I spent my 20s with this
This guy.
Gentleman.
Well,
This
he's pretty
gentle
cute.
gentleman. He's all right. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. He's very cute.
So now you're going to get married in New York or in Seattle?
We're getting married in Venice, Italy.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going big. Like I
You
said,
didn't
for
remember
10
the
years.
date?
I didn't remember.
And
No.
is it so?
You might want to clear your calendar.
Well, it's
I'm assuming your family's coming to join
Yeah,
you.
we're having a really small ceremony in Venice, and
I
then
love that.
For Italians, a
Yeah.
small ceremony would be 240 people.
no, it's
That's-
30 people.
Oh, that's it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
like Sunday dinner for us.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, Italians.
Well, I
yeah.
have way more. Well, I have
I
to be
know.
very picky. I have to pick and choose.
Then you're going to come back here and have parties?
Well, we're having a reception in New York City, so then we'll have a big. So no, you can't come to Venice, Barry.
No, but we can. Listen, Barry, we'll go to the party afterwards.
Yeah,
Stop
exactly.
it. You see, Barry just invited himself.
I know.
Oh,
Well,
my
that
God.
Well, I
was-
thought
do.
if I asked her on the thing, then
Then I would feel pressure.
But I like that
I
Rachel
really
wasn't.
like
I like that
I
Rachel.
didn't feel that way at all.
You set some boundaries there.
You did.
I have
Yeah, I
to.
like that. I like
She
that.
has to. That's good.
I felt no pressure.
So
Great.
a Venice wedding.
Welcome.
Hi, Darcy Blakesley. Darcy it was on the show during the marathon. She was a marathon runner.
Oh,
so
wow.
she was our marathon show.
Did you do like a live
Sarah Morris.
while you were...
Actually, I asked them, and I was very happy. They brought their medals.
Oh
that's
wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really exciting.
You
We
can
talked
do that though
about
on your phone
the
now.
marathon.
Yeah.
Oh man, you live in the future. It's
You
not the
do.
best version of the future, mind you.
Well,
But it's the
no, it's an I feel like right now we're in a social experiment.
It does feel
That's
like
it.
that.
That's how I'm looking at it. So my blood pressure doesn't go up. This is
But
a
I'm even
social
talking-
experiment.
I'm even talking in terms of like technology. Like
Oh.
everything's like almost amazing, you know? Like,
Yeah, except you know what really bums me about 2018?
talk
What?
about it.
You still have it's 2018 and you still have to pay with change on the bus. You can't like get a credit card. Like
What?
there's no
Yeah, but you get a
kiosk
Metro
bus.
card.
Yeah, but I don't take the Metro card that often. So
Okay.
it's like when I take the bus, I can't like give cash.
Oh,
It has to be
that is
coins.
weird.
Well, let me tell you
It's
this. I know.
2018.
Well, let me tell you this though. I'm like the opposite. I'm so old school,
Oh yeah.
and I love that stuff because I'm way older than you guys. So I love all those. But I mean, your generation, it's all about the virtual
You like
everything.
carrying coins around?
Yes,
Why do you
I
like
like
that?
shaking them in my pocket. I feel like I have money. I always have a
I
ton
have
of
to like
coins.
rifle through my change drawer at home.
And in
like, get-
Morristown, they
I
still
literally,
have
like-
quarters in the meters.
If people,
How
if
cool
I
is
get
that?
change, like coin change, I usually just leave it on the counter.
Also-
Especially if it's not silver.
You know what else it is? I remember
Yeah.
growing up, we didn't have credit cards. The Italians never had credit cards because they would say, "You don't want anybody to know your business."
Whoa.
See, that's what it was. It was all about that, like,
Whoa.
Yeah, the Italians will back me up on this.
That's intense.
Yeah, you have cash and coins. You don't have credit cards. You might have a checking account. Yeah,
But that was useful back then. You had to like chunk, and like they had to like call the bank and stuff. Like literally,
Yes.
It was not like it was
It
convenient.
was
Yeah,
a
it
big
wasn't-
deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chunk. I know
and you
that.
weren't like getting points on every purchase. Like
No,
that's why I have
you
a credit
weren't.
card is
No.
Yeah, you
to
couldn't
get
like.
credit and to get travel.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I
None of
can
that
get
stuff
events.
was happening. Oh my God. So Barry, you are from Ohio,
Yes,
Right.
Born and raised.
born and raised.
From
So
Canton,
you're.
Ohio, the home of the Football Hall of Fame. I'm told.
Is that true?
It really is, but
You've
I'm
never
not really
been?
a sports person. But
What
no,
do
I
you
went when I was
mean? You're a
kid.
straight guy. You're not a sports
I
person.
know it's weird. I don't know.
But you're a
I was born
musician.
this way.
That's very stereotypical.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
That happens. There are
Yeah,
some
what's-
straight guys that are not sports fans. They could care less.
Look, I like playing sports. I just don't like watching other people get paid a bunch of money to play sports that doesn't like.
I love it.
Good on anybody
Any kind
that
of
does.
contact sport, bring it my way.
Oh, cool.
If people knock each other over, I'm all about it.
Okay.
And then, but I love baseball too. But I love like action. That's what it is. I have like this crazy brain, and I'm like, you know, you watch like dogs or cats, and they on the screen they're like trying to touch
Yes.
it. That's me with my brain. It's
Yes.
like great. I love going to sporting events, all that crazy stuff and that energy.
I'll go to a sporting
I love
event too because like that's I like nachos and beer. And
That's what I was gonna say.
friends.
I go there
like-
for the food.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go to a Super Bowl party.
Oh,
I
good
like
for.
commercials.
I
and
have a Super Bowl
salsa.
party every year. It's the
Yeah.
most fun.
Subway.
Yeah, and the people at my Super Bowl party, they don't always watch the. Actually, the way they describe it is there's usually a halftime show, and I think there's a football game around it.
Yeah, right. In my circles, they like mute the game,
Oh,
and
no.
then they
sports,
unmute
they do
it
the
when
sports.
it's like, oh, the commercials are.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm
Yeah.
watching the game the whole time.
That's how it's
So
supposed to be. I'm sure.
It is.
That's
yeah, but that's why you
how they
invite.
get all of us to watch it.
That's
Yeah.
it, and the commercials are the best,
They're good.
Yeah.
right? So yeah. So and both teams this year. I mean, you know, I always have my team. I know.
You're gonna lose us.
Yeah, I know. My eyes are glazing over. Like I can't.
All I'm saying, I'm just shout out to the both cities. I won't even mention it,
Yeah,
but you
both.
know who you are.
Both.
The one
Philadelphia,
Philadelphia, that's what I was gonna say.
and New England.
in Boston, New England.
Okay,
Bosnia.
two great teams. So
Bosnia. What? Oh.
Bosnia's not playing this year. They were eliminated.
There.
Hated in the second round.
Yeah.
Okay, so Barry,
Yes.
growing up, you were not a sports guy.
I was not a sports guy.
You're a straight
well, no,
guy.
I played
not sports-
soccer growing up. I just wasn't good at it. And
Is that true?
and I still
Well, you're
like
in
to-
great shape.
I didn't. Wasn't always, but yeah. I played soccer from kindergarten to 8th grade. I was horrible, so I tried football my freshman year of high school, and that was so much.
No,
worse.
you're not anybody.
It was
Unless you're a
hilarious.
quarterback, you shouldn't be on the football field.
Oh.
No,
No, it's true.
They're gonna
And
crush you.
Everyone told me that, including my
no, these are
teammates.
big guys
Shut
out
up,
there. These
high
are no
school.
kidding.
Oh!
Wow.
No, it's fine.
And but you picked up an instrument right away, right?
I picked up. Well, so I sang growing up in church. Like my grandma. had me
See,
in
everybody. That's
Yeah.
where you hear it.
Yep.
You too, Rachel?
Yeah.
Yep, church.
And and then in high school I had tons and tons of choir. I took so much choir that I like couldn't take some other classes I needed to. Like people get confused by that, but we had like a really excellent big choral program in my
Yeah.
high school.
Isn't that great? Yeah, we had a really good
It's
program
huge.
too where I went to school.
And then in college I went to college for mechanical engineering design, so I did
Wow.
something totally different.
Wow!
Yeah, and but I sang in a couple bands, and then after that is when I picked up guitar. But I've never been out to be like an incredible guitar player. It's always been to just like accompany myself singing. So that
Well, you're way better than that, though. I mean, I know you accompany yourself,
Yeah.
but like for instance,
It's just
in
that
once you have to play the
yeah,
guitar,
and
right?
I'm good at that. I'm good at that show, those songs. But I just respect really good guitar players too much to say that like I'm
Well,
like,
of
I don't
course.
shred. Like I can play pretty well, and the stuff in ones I play pretty well. But I'm not like somebody I'm not a lead guitar player.
No, but I've seen you bring your guitar around, and to clubs and stuff.
I'm also an actor, so I pretend like I act like I can play.
So you're selling it.
Selling it.
I like that.
Good.
I
I'm
always
like thinking like, ooh, what
Yeah,
am I
you got
gonna
the
play here?
guitar
I know what I'm
face.
gonna play. I play the same thing every time. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, musicians are cool though. I always tell my friends that have kids, and they're like, I don't know what. I say, make sure your kids learn an instrument
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
for
they
sure.
become the coolest kids in school. You
Yeah.
don't have to
Or
be
after school.
conventionally right or after school.
Right.
Which is even better.
Yeah.
Being cool at school is fine, but then you might peak then.
Yeah.
I'd rather peak
Luckily,
after.
I super didn't.
Right? So then you had
It's not
time.
cool in school.
No?
No, no.
Wow, that's so
If anybody
funny.
from high school is watching, back me up. No,
Back me up.
I started to get cool in choir, so I was choir cool, and really,
And that was before Glee,
it was, it was before
right?
that. Long before that. But at best, that was my coolest moments in high school, where in choir. But
Yeah.
it's all good.
So
I
let
think
me.
we live the same life.
Is
Yeah.
that
The same
true?
person?
Maybe you got
Very
cooler
similar.
hair.
So I want to hear about your. We're going to go to Rachel in a minute. So Robert Portis has joined us and given us 2 hearts. Thank you, Robert Portis. Suzanne Mason, Jeffrey Campbell. Hi, Jeffrey. Stephen Elbell also joined. Greetings from D.C. What are you doing in D.C., Jeffrey? Wow.
Quick answer.
Quick.
He's from Jersey.
Robert Portis, Lynn.
Yes, it's either Lynn's dad or Lynn's brother, but
Okay, cool.
I think it's Lynn's dad. Robert, yes, we love Lynn Portis. That's right, you did a wedding.
I sang at her daughter's
Her
wedding.
daughter's wedding.
Oh, that was such a cool experience. Wait, can I talk about this?
Yes, please,
So Lynn Portis,
please.
is she watching?
Who's my
I don't know.
musical director and best friend?
She's so great, and she, you got me connected with her.
Yes.
Singing downtown, and she
Well,
was
she
looking
asked
for somebody
me.
she was looking for somebody to sing Foreigner,
Right.
because her daughter wanted. She worked with Foreigner songs.
I've been waiting
Yeah,
for a girl
And-
like you.
and so I ended up she threw a band together for this thing. It was some of the people had gigged together before, but this version of it had never happened before. And so I came in with a couple songs ready, and especially these Foreigner ones. And we had so much fun. And then Lynn came up and shredded.
Yes,
And
Lynn is amazing.
She's so good. And then we, I tell the story to other people sometimes. My story is I was singing at a wedding one time, and I watched them deliver they had taken our food orders. I watched them deliver all of our food, filet mignon, to the table. We were playing our set, and before we finished that set, they cleared all the food.
No!
All the way. We didn't get to eat any of that food.
No, and they paid good money for that.
No, maybe I shouldn't have told her that, but
That's all right. You know
it
what?
looked good.
Oh my
That is
God.
one of the most frustrating things about playing wedding gigs.
Right, you don't get to eat.
Is that you are entertaining people while everyone's eating.
Right.
So you're just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're performing.
That's a
You
job.
just- It is, of course.
But the food smells so good at weddings.
But
It's
sometimes
always
you
delicious.
get really distracted. You're just like.
And you know what? Okay, so here's a word of advice. If you are having a wedding and you hire a wedding band, tell the caterer to save the food for the musicians.
Yeah.
Because the people that are getting married pay for that food.
Well, and I also have done a bit of catering in my life, and they're pretty good about bringing them back and feeding them after or whatever.
Yeah.
But this situation just didn't happen to be that, which is totally it is what it was.
I know.
But it was just so heartbreaking. We watched all the food get
Oh,
delivered,
so
and then we
sad.
just watched it go.
Oh my God. That was a great wedding though. You guys were
Okay.
great. And we love Lynn's kids. Jackie and John and Nicole and Andrew. Lynn Portis has the greatest kids. They're all adults now, but to me they're kids because I knew them when they were little, like 4, 5, and 6. And
Well, they were the ones that I met at the wedding were cool. I think her daughter sang too, right?
probably,
That's
yeah,
what I
both
was
her,
gonna say.
all her kids sing and
Yeah.
play instruments.
I'm just checking that these are posted on my pages.
Absolutely. Oh, that's all right. And Rachel, so let's go back. So you were born, you said, in Colorado?
I'm from
I love it.
For the military?
No, well, kind of. It's a long, whatever. We're not going to get. That could be a whole other thing.
Great.
Okay.
So I was born in California, but then I
It's not
grew
therapy,
up.
right?
I know,
It's a
exactly.
podcast.
So it can be.
Into it. We will. No, so I'm mostly from Colorado, mostly Colorado Springs.
Shout out Colorado.
Yeah.
I love Colorado.
Do you? I've never been there.
I did a contract there recently for 2 months, and I loved it.
Really?
It's not about me.
It's okay.
It's about Colorado.
No, it's a great place, and so I grew up mostly in Colorado, and then after Colorado,
So how old were you when you left Colorado?
Well, actually, so I was 18.
So you
when I
went to
left
high school in Colorado?
I went to high school in Colorado,
Wow.
and then when I came actually to New York for college.
Oh, okay.
Or,
Where'd you go to college?
Well, I didn't graduate, but I went for a year.
Who does?
I know. Not me. Well, this guy apparently.
Kind of for something else. I don't.
I went to American Musical and Dramatic Academy for a year.
Oh,
It was
wow.
a 2-year program, and kind of went to school.
Ryan Bristol's from Colorado. He just joined us.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he's
Ryan.
in Colorado now.
Yes.
Perfect. No, that's fine. Anyway, so I went to college for musical theater, and just realized that I didn't really want to go to school for it.
Right.
It wasn't something that I was never a school person.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really didn't like school at all. But I went. I kind of had to go to college. It was kind of told I had to go.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
went.
Well, that happens.
And, you know, it does. So, yeah, and I just realized very shortly after I got there that it just wasn't for me. That's not how I was going to get what I needed as a musician. So I dropped out, and I left New York and went back to Colorado, and since then I've been
You've been
performing.
working.
Yeah, I've been like I toured with a this is so random. I toured with a vocal jazz a cappella group based outside of Colorado. We were it was called Groove Society. That was in Denver.
Wow. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
So, well,
that was weird.
No,
But
Rachel's amazing. Any band you're
It
in.
was more just playing like what if
It's
I
gonna
had
be
like,
amazing.
what if I had seen you?
Can you?
Yeah, so I toured.
That's a great name. Great
I know,
society.
right? So I toured with the jazz, the acapella jazz group, and then I worked on cruise ships for 2 years.
Yeah. Pay your dues on those.
And then so like basically like it's
And you're always performing. Every time I look on your page, you're doing something.
I try. I'm a full-time musician, so I have to try to
That
just
is.
keep going.
Yeah, but that's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. So I want to talk about that too, because we talked about that a little bit before the show started.
Yeah.
A big part, I think, of staying in the business is that you have to keep going. Mm-hmm. You have to create work for yourself. It's not the kind of thing where people do call you all the time and people do hire you, and but you have to go to auditions. You have to say, oh, let me get my band, let me get our band videoed, and let me go to that place and try to pitch a night or cruise, whatever it is. You have to do most of your own self-promotion.
Yes.
Yeah, and yes, and
Wouldn't
you
you
also
say?
like. I would also recommend making your own work, whether that's writing scripts or producing your own stuff or whatever.
Absolutely.
And the amazing thing is, like, we live in a time where you can do that. Like, it's so accessible.
Yep.
To, like, you know, like hardware, like cameras. You can film things on iPhones and they look great.
Absolutely.
I know that
We
is
do
true.
so much these days. Like, look at this. Like,
I know.
we can
Like, literally
broadcast.
I know
to the world.
it really is amazing.
So yeah, I mean, there's kind of no excuse not to make your own work these days, and
That's a really good
beautiful
point,
thing
Barry.
Is that it generates work.
Doing
I
work
work
generates
for a
more
company.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that has come around in so many ways. It's been like,
Well, give me
since-
like an example.
Yeah, so it's been side money when I am a video editor also.
Oh,
so like,
I didn't know that about
I
you.
needed to 6 months ago.
Right?
But I,
What?
I have a relationship with APAC, a straight performing arts center, and my company, Proof Media, we do a lot of their videos and stuff. So like it's side money, but then also through that, I've met like great friends who then I've gotten work or they've gotten me work through other stuff, and it's just like it's all about networking and like and just
That's what it is.
And,
Yep.
like, and genuinely, like my life is full of wonderful people through those kind of projects that I've met, and like, this is so cool. You know?
I know, and I was dying to have you both on at different times. Like with Rachel, it's been a while, Rachel. I think I asked you like months ago.
When you first started.
Yeah, and it's just that you were working on Tuesday nights, and then
I had an open mic that I was hosting.
Yeah, and I didn't want you to.
Speaking of doing all these things, you know.
Well,
like,
that's part of what you do.
Yeah.
And we met at Singer Spotlight Night, which is an open mic night.
Yeah.
So that's the great thing about these things. You know, you don't know who's in town and who got. Like I got here in 1990 from Boston, right? And I met a great gaggle of people then at clubs, and then I did shows, and you know, you meet people in different chunks of time. And I was talking about this with Judy Mesa today, which, by the way, I want to go back to Judy Mesa because she provided.
Hi, Bill, real quick. Hey, Bill.
Where's Bill?
Bill Goffey.
Hi,
Bill Goffey! Bill,
I'm missing all these.
where have you been? He's been MIA.
Rachel
Are you
and
coming to
Dylan.
my Super Bowl party? And if you are, what are you making? He always brings
Darius
some.
Crowder joined.
Hi, Darius. We were talking about you. Richard Kowick, he's going to come on the show. He is coming on. He's an amazing photographer. Hi, Edie Gershman. I was talking about you to Rachel earlier.
Oh, yes.
Edie's my Rodan and Fields business partner. She is amazing and stunning, I might add.
That's what I hear.
Edie is stunning. So she is a testament to taking care of yourself with good beauty products. That's Edie. So, all right. So making our own work.
Yeah. Right.
That's what we want to. It's
Yeah.
very, very, very important. I have always found that it's like one thing leads to another thing, leads to another thing, leads to another thing.
It's amazing.
And the people that you meet along the way, it's almost like you collect all these great artists.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
and like you never know who's going to come around later.
Yeah.
You know, you might work
Definitely.
with somebody on a small project, and they're holding a boom mic, and on the next one they're the director.
Right.
And it and not just selfishly, but just in general, it's always good to just be kind to everyone that you're working
Well,
with.
one of the first lessons I learned, and you just remind me, Barry, when I first moved to the city, is I took a class called The Business of the Business, which was one of the best classes I ever took. And this guy said, the receptionist of today is the casting person of tomorrow.
Definitely.
And
No doubt.
same thing, like, do not ever talk down to anyone or feel like anyone is
Except for
insignificant.
receptionists.
Oh, stop it!
Oh,
Now
Yeah,
everybody
I'm
knows. Listen, I
I've
hope
been a
you're a listener.
receptionist. It's fine. I've had a million jobs.
I know, we all have.
That's fine. I'm being self-deprecating. It's okay.
Rachel, what's a crazy job you've
Oh
had?
my
receptionist.
gosh!
Please, we've
I
all
have
had crazy jobs.
I had so many side jobs.
Me too.
God.
I was a hostess at a restaurant. That was like one of my, or a busser. I was a busser, not even a hostess.
Sometimes you gotta bus
I
the table.
worked at Target. I was a customer service person at Target.
Wow.
I started as a grocer and worked my way up to sales force.
I love it. Good for you, Rachel.
Thanks. And I've worked in so many restaurants.
But you know what? Look, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're good at it, you should take pride in it. So
Yeah.
I want to make a plug for that too. Because I am the kind of person, no matter where I go, if someone's really good at what they do, or they're polite, or they're helpful,
I love that.
I love that too.
I get so
Nothing-
giddy when somebody is like
Pays attention to
killing
you.
it at their job, whatever it is.
Whatever it
I
is.
come into a restaurant and a host is just like on their shit.
Yeah.
Like I love
Or
that.
even a
I'm like,
cashier
yeah.
at Target or wherever.
reception.
And even if, especially like some people will,
Even
like,
Barry.
if they're being,
Right.
if they're being like very efficient, like, and some people can take that the wrong way and like, no, I love it. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
you can cut me off if you need to or whatever. Like
Yeah.
let's get this transaction go. I
Right.
love it
Yeah.
when people are efficient.
Me
at their
too.
jobs.
And you know what I think the bottom line is? That a person like that takes pride in what they do,
Yeah.
and I respect that, and I respect them.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. You know, it doesn't matter what you do, but you're putting your signature on something, and if your signature's going on something, you better be good at it, or
You know,
at least care about
I
it.
don't know
Definitely.
at what point I sort of adopted that. That's because I was not a great employee when I was a kid. Like I was okay, but
Well,
at some
what was your
point, though,
first
like,
job?
You know what? I think actually probably it's when you start to like become in any sort of a leadership position, and then all kind of lights start going off. You're like, oh, like once you see somebody that's working for you, or that that you have some sort of like bossiness over, and you see them doing a poor job, or just not caring or whatever, then you're
Right.
like, why wouldn't you just care a little bit?
right.
And everybody wins,
Yeah.
like it doesn't hurt anybody for you to like care about your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first job, Rachel? Your very first job?
Well, my very first
Or
job
one.
was being a performer.
I love it. Is that true?
Yeah, I was a professional performer since I was 8.
Wow. Tell us about that.
Even before that, I was performing.
Did you
but
shave the side of your head?
yes, I did.
I love that. That's
I love
that's
it.
her
I'm sorry,
signature
I love it.
hair. You know that. Which for my hairdresser cousins, because they're out there in droves. That is a cool. And Rachel does. She takes care of it, man. They're all over in droves in Massachusetts. All my cousins are hairdressers. My dad's a hairdresser.
Today. I'm like, that's
My sister.
awesome.
They all have shops. They're out there. My sister is European Flair in West Concord. Gina and Joyce are 132 Ferry Street in Everett. Nicole of
Did you
Nicole's.
just give their address?
Of course, their shops. Their shops.
Oh.
No, not their home addresses.
Oh.
Barry. No, so if you want to get your hair done and you're in Massachusetts. And Joanna, let me know where your shop is, honey bunny. Just type it in. I'll give you a shout out. Lots of great
Security
hairdressers.
number for me?
I did, Barry, and there's other stuff I know about you. Steve
Oh,
Fernandez
sure you do.
is out there. Who else do we have? I have to put my glasses
LJ
on for
Temple.
this.
Don't know you, but thanks
Who
for
is
joining.
LJ Temple?
No
But
idea.
thank you so much. We have a lot of nice people checking in tonight. Rick Peets, hi Rick Peets. Jim Collier, I love him. Lynn Portis played his wedding. We were just talking
It
about.
all comes back.
All comes back to Lynn Portis, I'm telling you. Joanna, love Rachel. She is so down to earth. And Barry is very easy on the eyes.
Right?
Yes, I would cut his hair anytime.
Oh.
Barry! And Joanna is a hottie.
Ooh.
Joanna is a total hottie.
Nice girl.
Oh, she's like my house. Whoa! What? I love that. I'm telling you, lots
Right.
going on. Okay.
I'd go anywhere for a free haircut.
That's it. I'm telling you. My dad. Listen,
I
my
do a lot of things, but
I do
actually,
a
I've
lot
got
of
my own
things
hair.
for haircuts.
I dye my own hair. I have to
Exactly.
now.
Yeah.
But my dad's been my hairdresser my whole life. My whole life. I never. That's it. My dad is my hairdresser. Still, he's 82. Just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Dad.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Okay, so Rachel, you were a musician as early as you can remember, then, right?
Yes.
Your parents were musicians as well.
My dad is not a musician.
Why'd you smirk? It was cute.
Because he just can't sing. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. He can do so many other things.
Well, that's
but
dads are
singing
good
is
at.
Not one of them.
That's okay. We have enough singers, Dad.
Yeah.
We have enough.
But he does a lot of it. I mean, he was like a roadie for my mom. So my mom was a musician.
Oh, great. Tell us about that.
She was. Oh, I will. She loves. She's probably.
She'll love it. Yes. What's her
person.
name?
Her name is Bonnie. Well, her name is Bonnie.
Okay, Bonnie.
Are we not allowed
Shout
to
out to
say-
Bonnie.
So she
Did you
just
sign
has,
an
like, she
NDA
has, like,
with your
4
mom?
last names.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway,
Well, my mom will call her Bonnie.
my mom will call it. No, her name's Bonnie.
Okay.
Her name's Bonnie, and she was a musician, touring in the 70s and 60s.
Wow.
That's what she did.
It's really cool.
She had a band.
Do you sound like her? Like a
yeah,
soulful?
a little bit. Yeah, she sounds very much like Janis Joplin. She is like she always has had just like a really kind of like rough and.
Well, you have a Janis Joplin thing, but I would categorize you not under rocker but soulful. Would you put yourself there as well?
Yeah.
Although you can do all that stuff. But if I had to put you in one category, like if I hear you, if I'm like walking around the room when you're singing and I don't know it's you, every single time I respond to your sound. Every time I go, who's that?
She's good for a scat.
Oh, no, she's the queen of
I don't
scatting.
know about the queen of scat.
Good for a scat. She is
Very good.
great for a
thank you.
scat.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
if you need to fill a little time and you're playing piano with this
Listen,
girl.
I'm good at
If
filling
you
time.
forget your lyrics, Rachel will jump right in there for
Yeah,
you.
right there.
She's a scat queen.
Oh, gosh.
I love it.
That's so nice.
Did your mom scat too?
Yeah.
Bonnie, did you scat?
No, so she was more of like kind of like
Rocker girl.
Kind of more rock. I actually I got into jazz in high school, but you were kind of circling back to what Barry was saying about going to a high school with an amazing choir program. That was my high school. I went to Air Academy High School in Colorado Springs.
Wow.
And it was, we had this, my choir director was Dave Filsinger, and he
had singer in his name.
I know, that's
He
it.
sure did.
Destiny.
And he taught there forever and then retired, I think, the year after I graduated. But
Yeah, because after you left, it was over. You know that, Rachel.
Well,
He was like, that's it.
no. But like there were so many amazing singers that came out of my high school.
I believe it. If they're
One of
good
my-
teachers, great singers for the house.
Yeah. One of my really good friends, Taylor O'Donnell. I don't know if she's watching. She's not really on Facebook. She just got engaged too.
Congratulations,
But
Taylor.
she lives in Maine, and she was a year younger than me. So I think she was the last year that he taught. So he waited a year for all the rest of the good ones to
I
come.
love it.
But anyway, this man it was such an amazing opportunity to go to the school and have this educator. He was outstanding.
I'm going to shout out my educator real quick.
Yes, please. And I love that you're doing this because I always loved my teachers, and they made such a difference in my life. And the same thing. And so if you are teachers out there, and a lot of our friends are teachers, it's like
seeds.
you really are.
Yeah.
Teachers are the greatest people.
Yeah.
So tell me your
Mine
favorite
is Brian
teacher.
Kiefer was my choir director in high school, all through high school. He's an incredible educator, super committed to his students. I get emotional talking about it because he was also like a father figure.
Yes.
He's still teaching there now. And Mary Meese is the assistant choir director there, and still is as well. So their combination is a force.
Yes, I agree.
First of all, also my mom joined. I don't know how long she's been watching, but that's her, Benny Bader.
Oh.
Benny Bedecker Gavlet Schumann.
What?
That's
Where
I'm
is
saying.
she?
Wait a minute.
Bonnie?
Bonnie.
She called her Benny.
I did
Bonnie?
not call her
You just
Bonnie.
said Benny.
Oh, maybe
Benny.
just now because
Yeah.
there's Mom. You have like 4 last names. I'm
Listen,
like,
but I think your mom was the one who corrected the fact that I said your name wrong.
oh, that was a friend of my mom.
Oh, that was your friend of mine. Well,
Hi.
sorry about that. But hi, we were just talking
Fine.
about you, Bonnie.
She knows.
So,
She's been watching.
Matthew Lee Pelosi has joined us. He's a great singer as well. Taylor Ray McGinnis, great singer as well.
Yeah.
So we were talking about great teachers and how important they are. Mine was Miss Amacangelo in 5th grade.
That's a good name.
You know what? I'm telling you. So she looked like, I swear to God, she looked like Sophia Loren. She was so beautiful,
Wow.
and she was the one that said, you have a voice. I was 9 years old, and she said, and she made me sign up for the folk group in Mass, which was a folk group.
In Mass?
In
Massachusetts? Or
no,
in
well,
church?
both. In church,
What?
Sunday Mass, they had a folk group. So they had somebody playing guitar.
It's a hippie Catholic church?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was
That's cool.
when I'm a lot older than you guys, so it was the
Well, that's why I'm especially
late
surprised.
60s, early 70s. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I guess the folk thing was big.
It was
Yeah.
big, and then Godspell came out and all.
Oh, right,
But they used
right.
the guitars a lot, and also the piano, and we had tambourines and all kinds of percussion. And I was the youngest person in the group. But that's Miss Emma Cancel. She was our music teacher, and she was so beautiful and amazing. And I think she is still, because all my uncles also had her in school, and one of my uncle Nicky went to recently visit her. And I think she's in her 90s.
No way!
Yeah, and
Still
she's in.
killing the game.
Do you know that I spoke with her on the phone about 5 years ago? Because my uncle said, "Here's her number. She remembers you." And I was like, "She does?" And I called her, and she remembered my full name,
Gosh, isn't that amazing?
because I have a middle name that's actually it's an Italian name, so I don't use it much. But she remembered it, and she remembered where I sat.
Whoa!
Can you? She said, "I bet I remember where you sat," and she literally.
But you know what? That doesn't surprise
that
me that
crazy?
much because that doesn't mean that she knows that everybody. That means I can imagine you as a
Oh,
student.
yeah. I can imagine.
Well, I
Like,
was
just-
in a lot of
Snotty,
trouble,
you were
though.
Probably, I'm
I
sure
can
you
imagine.
I got in a lot of
also
trouble.
sweet and like loud and
Yeah.
like funny and like silly. I'm sure you were.
Well, I was all those
She
things.
doesn't remember where everybody.
Right.
But I was always in
She
trouble.
remembers
She
the corner
always
she
had
put you in.
she always had to pull me out of class. Always.
Yeah.
She'd do this,
what?
and I do that. It's so funny. I think I got that from her. She'd go,
Witchy poo hair?
and she would pull me out, and that's when she said she got me into choir. She said you need
Do you know that?
an outlet. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Isn't that cool? Like the teachers that like not the ones that you hate that bring you in the hallway,
So
but the
ones you
ones that
love.
you like love that bring you in the
Because
hallway.
they care
Yeah.
about
And
you.
it just affects you so differently.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and look at Darius, because we were talking about this week with Darius.
Yeah.
He said, my high school teacher made me what I am. And yes, Darius, just last week we were talking about that in Bergenfield, I believe, that he said it was. See, Kia Nelson has joined us. So many people. Yes, Rachel did tell us about that, Darius, about Boston, and we have a lot of friends in Boston. They're gonna check us. They're gonna check you out.
I was already gave the plug, Darius.
So big. We were just
Not
talking
going
about
back.
teachers. Darius is also a teacher. I am a teacher, and we love our students so very much. We work at the Impact Male Performing Arts Center. We have the greatest boss, Kathy Roy Spees. Oh my God, what a beautiful stage that is. Rachel, you're probably going to perform there soon because you have to.
Oh.
My God, that stage.
I got to perform there.
I
on
know
tour.
you
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Tell
it's
me
crazy.
about that.
Well, when I was on tour with Once the Musical, and I was an understudy for Guy, which is the lead part in the show, and I got to go on when we came to Impact, or sorry,
Impact, Male Performing Arts Center.
And actually got to do a 2-show day there. So I did it.
Wow.
The first show was the girl who understudied the girl, and I both went on. So, it was
the
like
two
the
understudies.
leads were understudies, which was the only
Whoa.
time that ever happened on our tour, and it was crazy.
And that,
And there were like 5 swings on that day for that show, and then the night show I got to go on with the
The
girl
lead?
who normally plays girls, one of my dear friends, Kenzie. But it was so cool because I like Darius had talked about that theater. You guys working at the theater forever.
yeah, we
and
work
then I
at that
got to
great theater.
go
Well,
and,
he's
like,
really
my
been there a long
friends
time.
from New York to see it.
I've been there, I think, 7 or 8 years, but I love it. It's really, and I learn more than I could ever teach. It's like I learn more from my other teachers and my boss and the kids. The kids there are so on the beam that you as a teacher have to be on point because they are so smart and so involved. It's like an amazing place. So all that for teachers. Now I have to take a moment because we always talk about food on the show, and this is usually the food segment of the. I call it. Well, we're going to eat after the show.
You keep asking.
This part of the show is called "Go Ahead, Keep Eating." So
Wait, that's the segment.
that's the segment of
Do
the
we
show.
have a stinger to play for that?
No,
we gotta go with this.
you could though. You could make something
Okay,
up.
I will.
So usually I cook something. Now let me tell you this great story today. So today I had a meeting at a new place where I'm going to be working a few days a week, which is a great place. I'll tell you about that in a few weeks. But so there was a staff meeting today, so I had to go to that, and I did, and I was running around, and I was really crunched for time. So I was talking to Judy Mesa, and I was so stressed out. We love Judy Mesa, and she said, "Oh, what are you making tonight for food?" And I said, "I don't know," because I asked Barry what he likes to eat, and he was like, "I eat everything, and except shellfish or fish. I don't like that." And I was like,
I'll eat fish, but not
"The
shellfish.
shellfish, okay, I didn't know that."
Nothing with an exoskeleton.
Oh, all right. See, I love that stuff, but that's good to know. That's why I always ask people. Yeah, me too. And then then I called Rachel. I mean, text Rachel. And I was like, "Rachel, do you have any food restrictions?" And she said, "I'm a vegetarian, but I do eat like shellfish." So I'm like, "Oh no."
I love that.
So then I was gonna just make pasta, like pasta primavera.
Just done veggies.
No, I know that, but
Yeah.
So the nicest thing happened. I came home and Judy was already here, and she had. Thank you, Judy. I can't think enough. First of all, she cleaned my apartment. That is the greatest thing a person can do for me, because I am a mess. I'm a mess. I'm one of these people that's everything gets thrown in the closet because I'm
That's
trying
one
to
of the
clean.
best acts of love.
It
Like,
really is.
What a selfless
Is it?
thing.
I know, amazing, right? And then she ordered food for us. So she ordered Mexican food from a great restaurant up the street called Refried Beans. So Barry, we have fajitas with beef fajita for you, and some delicious shrimp in like a Diablo sauce.
I keep hearing about it, but
Yep, it's in the kitchen. It's in the
You're just
kitchen
saying
because
that's
I
what we're
wasn't going to
saying.
display all these different things that we had since it's a takeout, and because I didn't cook it, I felt guilty.
No.
And then Rachel, I made extra shrimp for us, which I should have, in a nice like a kind of taco spices kind of blend with some garlic and stuff like that.
Right.
So we are going
Not
to
for
eat
you.
that afterwards. We have we had Spanish rice, refried beans. I do have our cookies though. Let me see our cookies there, Barry. You already had a couple. So for dessert, I did not make them, but they are delicious. No, I don't bake. I'm not a baker. My cousin Rena's a baker. So those are our delicious oatmeal
you're missing
raisin
one here.
cookies.
That's me.
We've been eating
That
them.
was me.
Those are delicious. So tonight we're having Mexican food from Refried Beans up the street. And Joanna's still flirting with you, Barry, I think. Hold on.
Oh, Joanna. Oh, here we
And
go.
so we'll have-
Uncle Jerry.
Oh, yes, Uncle Jerry, give your teacher homemade. Oh, my God, this is so funny. Yes, thank you, Joanna. Thank you. Okay, this is so funny. Okay, because if you know my family, my grandfather, his name was Jerry, and he was the most charismatic human being I ever met in my life. He was also really good at getting me out of trouble. So I told you guys that I was always in trouble in school, right?
Yeah.
Which carried on to my adult life. Always something. And my grandfather always could get me out of it. So yes, Joanna Abendanza is right. My grandfather used to make homemade wine along with my Uncle Joe. My Uncle Joe and my grandfather Jerry were brothers. And and Louis, they made wine. Now, it wasn't great wine, but it was okay wine. But they had so much of it, so they would send it to school. Like, it's such a different time than it is now.
They'd
So
send it to school? Like,
they would give
backpack?
give it to your teachers. Yeah.
They're just like sending you to school with a bottle of wine?
So I'm sure what happened was
goodness.
Mrs. Amicangelo, Joanna, you are so right, got a nice couple of bottles of wine from my grandpa Jerry. Yes, thank you for reminding me. And also Joanna's dad, Zio Tony Abendanza, he was a great guy. He was involved in that winemaking as well. All these Italian guys on Margaret Street in the North End got together and they made wine in Uncle Joe's basement on Margaret Street. Can you believe this? And we as kids used to go down to these basements, and sometimes just to play tricks on us, they would put us in these vats of wine that were before the wines went in, like these big barrels, and then they put the covers on, and we would scream, and it was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
yeah, but it was funny. It was just being
How
funny.
times have changed.
That's what you used to do back then
Right?
with your kids. Put them in vats of
Yeah.
wine. And my Uncle Joe, Joe Crugnali, he believed that if you bathe your sons in wine when they're infants, like as a ritual, they would grow up to be Spartans.
Okay.
Can you see that? There's a lot of things like that. Right. So Joanna knows.
I've heard of
Thank
that,
you
I
for
know.
reminding me. So what? Okay,
Right.
let's talk about food for a minute. So
Okay.
So,
I'm fine with that.
Rachel, what was some foods that, as a kid, that like remind you of home or your family?
Oh my goodness. I mean, well, growing up in Colorado, I'm a recent vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian now for about 6 months. But growing up in Colorado, I mean, it was like meat and potatoes household. My
Right.
mom was a really, really good cook,
Yeah.
and she would cook for us.
Way to go, Bonnie.
Yeah. And
Is it
Benny-
No.
Benny, no, it's
Bonnie,
not.
stop.
It's Bonnie. Bonnie. But she would make this pot roast. She would make pot roast with potatoes and vegetables. And
I love it. I love that stuff. I had pot roast yesterday.
So good. I feel like it's such a mom thing to make, right?
I had pot roast yesterday.
Yeah,
love it.
But it was meat and potatoes in my house growing up.
Okay, and Barry, how about you?
Well, we didn't have like any specific like ethnic sort of food thing in our family. But my mom makes really good tasting food. Like
moms are the
like
best.
lots of
Moms are the
stuff.
best.
But my mom grows would grow like zucchinis and
in
make,
the garden.
make a really good zucchini pie that
sounds delicious.
And it had like this flaky crust with like tons of cheese and stuff. And it's
You know what I find that kids that grow up, like some kids I know they don't like vegetables at all, but I find that kids that grow up where their parents have a garden tend to love vegetables. Have
You don't. Yeah, you get it from the store.
Did your parents have a garden?
No.
But did you love vegetables?
did.
No, I didn't really love vegetables when I was a kid.
So what made you a vegetarian now? You just want to be healthier?
No, it's for animal rights.
Oh,
It's
good for
animal
you.
Purposes, yeah.
Good for you. I'm not there.
No,
I'm not
that's-
there.
that's
But
fine.
I respect it.
It's okay.
My nieces are vegans.
Yeah.
Judy is a vegetarian right now. You know,
Oh,
she's
really?
been a vegan at sometimes and things like that. Sometimes
I'm like meat optional. I'm definitely not
Yeah.
a vegetarian, but like I don't need meat with every meal, especially if there's a really good vegetable option.
Oh, yeah, I love vegetables. Well, I eat salads every day. Like nobody. It's not because of any other reasons other than I love salads. Like I love vegetables.
Yeah.
And my dad would grow, and he still does. I don't know about this year, but because they got these little raccoons that run through their yards, and they have to put these setups and traps and rabbits and stuff. But he grows tomatoes every year. He grows sugar snap peas, which are delicious. Zucchini, which you mentioned. Sometimes eggplant. Just amazing. And I think a lot of our relatives that are in Boston, they all grow vegetables. And your kids grow up eating like they love fruits and vegetables because of it. I think it's important to incorporate it into your lives. So, believe it or not, our hour has flown by. We have about 6 minutes left. So now, Barry,
Is this the plug?
Okay. Plug, a little plug. Tell us
real quick,
how we can find you.
Yeah, I'm doing once at the John W. Engelman Theater in Northport, Long Island, which is this beautiful little town. I wish I was there when it was.
Well, maybe Lynn Portis can go. Is it close to where Lynn lives?
I don't know where she lives.
Okay,
Maybe.
I'll have to come see you with Lynn.
Please
Maria
come.
knows where everybody lives.
I'm not going to give away her address.
Just give her address and then we'll figure
Stop
it out.
it.
But it's an incredible show. We have a lot of people from previous productions of it.
Okay.
So like Andrea Goss plays Girl. She was in the Broadway production. We have 2 people from the Broadway production, 2 people from my tour, and 1 person from another tour that existed.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's a lot of people that used to do it, and then some really incredible, like, fresh once people, and it's honestly such a joy. It's such a wonderful group of people. Well, I'll keep it short. If you go to Barry Dubois, and it's DEBOIS, BarryDubois.com, I've got /once, but if you go to that page, all the information is there to get out there.
Okay, so BarryDubois.com.
DEB, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And Barry is an incredible singer and musician, and you're going to love it. And as Joanna said, he's easy on the eyes. Thank you, Joanna
Thanks,
Avendanza.
Joanna.
Yeah, she's
I'm
cute.
going to put that on my website.
Yes, Joanna Avendanza says, I'm easy on the eyes.
Reviews.
Yeah, you're going to love Joanna.
Ugly. Says Joanna. Thanks.
Yeah, she's really like a lot of fun, and she's a hottie. Oh, Penny James has joined us. Hi, Penny. Oh my God, Michael Isaacs has joined us. I'm so glad you're watching this instead of the State of the Union, Michael. Mike, I love Michael Isaacs has to come on the show, and I can't wait. Michael, you can catch Michael at Brandy's on usually Mondays and Sundays. I'm sorry, Tuesdays and Sundays. He's sometimes there. He works all over town. I got to get the rest of your schedule, Michael. And LaDonna Burns also. So on Tuesday nights after our show, if you're looking for something really fun to do and you want to go to my favorite piano bar, Brandy's, and that is on East 84th between 2nd and 3rd. Michael is there. And LaDonna, oh my God. LaDonna was on the Grammys, by the way. LaDonna Burns was backing up Sam Smith.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we have to get her and Michael on the show because they work together on Tuesdays. John Pandish, hi, sweetheart.
No.
Okay, so Rachel, tell us about what you're doing and how we can find you.
Yeah, the plug.
Yes, my plug. So I will be performing in a production of Smokey Joe's Cafe in Norwell, Massachusetts, February 8th through February 11th at the Company Theater.
How far is that from Boston? Do you know?
It says they said it's right outside. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
it's like 20 minutes.
Because you have
It should be
listeners.
right
It's like 20 minutes.
Yes, it's close to. It's right outside of
Yeah.
Boston.
Oh no, they'll find
I
you.
don't know. They told me to go, and that's where I'm going. So I don't know.
Just go and you'll love it, and just eat. There's a lot of good food out there.
Yes,
Boston,
I'm excited.
Massachusetts
I've
has
never been to
great
that part of the
food.
country.
You're gonna love it.
And then my website is rachelgavaleth.com. That's GAVALETD.
Okay, I said it wrong on the promo. Thank you for.
It's okay. It's all right.
Okay, so that's how they're gonna find you. And you're always in some band stuff, right?
I have, like I said, I have my punk band, Dirty Heretics.
Is it all on that same website? Or is there a link to it?
If you Google me, you'll find me.
You're gonna find.
I'm
Rachel.
the only one.
As long as you spell it right,
That's true.
you're going to find it.
Yeah.
And that's it. So we want to remind you that What's the Story with Maria is here every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. And you can just come back to Facebook and watch us live. Also, after this, I'll save the video and then you can come back and watch it as many times as you like. And I hope you will, because people tell me that.
And you podcast it too, right? Or you
Yes.
put it on your podcast
So
too?
also armdigitalmedia.com, it goes live. That's a great radio station that you can listen to us live. Radio Garden Worldwide. I have all the links underneath. All great places you can find us. And then it goes into podcast, usually between 6 and 12 hours after our show. On Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. That's a great podcast house. And then we got picked up by iHeartRadio. So that's so great. If you have the iHeartRadio app, you just type in what's under search, What's the Story with Maria. You'll see my picture come up. And click on it, and all the shows are archived. This is episode 29, and usually it'll be the date of the show. So it'll be January 30th. And the podcast is usually the next day, so it'll be the 31st would be. But that's where you can find us. I hope you like our show. And we just want to
Thanks
thank...
for everyone watching.
Yes, we want to thank Jim Bell. He's our wonderful producer and engineer. Thank you, Joe Rocks. Joe Rocks, Night Talk with Joe Rocks on Thursday nights. That's really fun, and he is a great guy, and he's asked us to come on. That's why I'm here. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It's who I am. It's who I am.